Hello everyone, this is Vicky StitchingButton. Today is Thursday, October 8th. This is Flosstube number 66. I'm a day late, but with everything going on, a day late is not as bad as it sounds. I have a lot of stitching that I've done in the past couple of weeks. I have some plans. I have the announcement for the punch needle winner, and I bought a couple of charts because you never have too many, right? What's too many? So let's get into it. It's a little warm in here today. It's a little Florida in here today, pretty much. Okay, so I know I did a little bit more stitching on this, but not much. This one is called Too Tight, Oh Too Tight from Sue Hillis. I know it's still available. She done popped his head off. There's some people that think she's doing something else to him. That's because they're nasty. Nasty brains. Not thinking right. Anyway, this is as far as I've gotten. I think I added some of the branch arms and the blue. And then there was a bunch of this off-white here that I had to put in. And that's all I ended up doing before I said, you know what, I'm done. Move on to the next thing. So I know this is done on some witch-elt linen. It's hard as all hell. It's like cardboard. Anyway, so it's got to be witch-elt then, right? Put this back in her bag. Hey, did you know when you have a hurt arm, what you can't do? Your hair. No, I had some difficulties with getting seen, so it's not going to be done anytime soon, so I'm just going to have to live with it. One-winged, I'll figure it out. I always do. Back to the stitching. I had a new start. I did this one on the 29th for the Year Leap Into a New Start, and this is one that my friend Vicky, Reading and Stitching, sent to me. It's the kit of Lady in the Tramp. It's floppy. It's the Lady in the Tramp kit. It came with 16 count Ada. No. There's quarter stitches all around these dogs. And I have 18 count. I can't go higher, like 14 count, because of the threads that are given. It's not going to give me enough thread for 14 count. And they only give you like an inch around the whole entire thing. So I needed to replace the fabric. What I did was I found this. I think it's Joblin, if I'm not mistaken. And it's written on there. Yep, Joblin. It's 32 count white. And I'm just going over 2 over 2 with it. I only got in 50 stitches. But it's a start. Not for the no new starts thing, but it's a start. And that's fine because I'm not joining no new starts. I'm going to start what I want. But I did get those stitches in. I don't know why I didn't stitch more on it. I don't even know if I stitched a lot that night or if that's all I did. It's been touch and go. Frank wasn't feeling good. He ended up in the hospital last week because of KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, for those that aren't in the States. He got food poisoning. So it's been a rough couple of weeks. We're better. He's back to work today, so it's all good. My next new start was on the 1st, and this was for Glenna's birthday. And I think she was starting a Hade, and Joni was starting Ugly Birds, and I said, I have Ugly Birds. It's the Story Keep, so it's long and narrow. It won't be as many stitches. It's only 150 wide, but it's 532 long. But I had the perfect piece of fabric left over from when I cut up a yard for other full coverage. So that's the piece. And that's what I got. I forget how many stitches that was. I don't know. Might have been 100 stitches. But it's something. And I thought I pulled the fat threads for it, and then I looked a couple days before and I was like, nope, I didn't pull the threads. So I started pulling them, and then I didn't finish, and then I had to, but All the threads are pulled now. I only need like 2 that I didn't have in my set. 2, 3. I have a list over here. So that's not too bad. And I got to start it, which is fine. My next one was a prompt for homework. I actually finished the homework last week for Magical Stitches, which I haven't done in a while. And I even did one of the team building ones. So I did a decent amount of stitching. What did we, something about dead, and I said, well, this ghost is dead. So I pulled out Halloween Delivery. This is what it looks like. It's from Plum Street. This is done on, I think, Black Cauldron, I think is the fabric. It's a 32 count. And what I ended up stitching was this stem, these little stems, the black here and here, the red, and that was it. It was like over 100 stitches, believe it or not, for that little bit, but I did some. So moving right along with it. It'll get finished eventually, right? No rush. Plenty of time. Alright. I know I'm not using all the called for colors. I think I had to sub out a couple of them, which is fine. Next one was something related to something, and one of it was Beauty and the Beast, and I said, well, they call animals beasts, so I pulled this out and I put some stitches in it. Finally, Harriet. She's been harassing me to stitch on it. So instead of continuing with the half stitches, because half stitches equal half a stitch, I went and started working, and I filled in some of this giraffe over here for a few hundred stitches. I think it's actually a couple hundred stitches. Not bad. So the giraffe is getting a longer and longer neck. I'll move back to the sky eventually, but I just wanted to get some of that in there and get off the half stitches for now. Although, if I finish doing the half stitches, then I could finish doing the back stitching. Oh, it's so hard to choose sometimes. I think the elephant, the little bit of back stitching I have really looks good, so maybe that'll be okay for now until I can get some more full stitches in and half stitches in to be able to do more back stitching. I just don't want to leave all the back stitching for last. It's too much. It's too much. This is in my Garon toting bag. Seals. They're so cute. Alright, what's next? I worked on... I'm going to have to put a picture in here because I finished the first part of the Dark Queen of the Sea sale, and they released the second part. I finished the first part like the day before. So there it is, all the back stitching done, the eyes are done, and what they did was they added some of her body in here. It's pretty much her torso that I have to add in there, and I just haven't started it yet. I was good with this, and then I moved on to some other things. So I'll put the picture in so you guys can see what the next part looks like. Although, if you follow the hashtag #NotAMermaidSal, I know it'll come up on Instagram. It'll probably come up on Facebook too. My next one I've worked on, I'm not going to take this out of the Q-Snap just yet, was One Nation. I have been watching Janet Jabber do hers, and I'm like, oh, I really need to work on mine. So I found an excuse to put in some stitches on it. And this time, I put in some of the white lines and Vermont. So all the white lines and the word Vermont have been done. And that was for one of the prompts, and I can't remember which one. But we'll go with it. It's done. I have, obviously, a lot more to do. But all the outlining, the blue framing is done. The only thing I'll need blue for are the center of the stars when I get them in. So I've kept this out just in case because I think I want to stitch on it somewhere. I just don't know when I'm going to. So it's been sitting here taunting me. But that's okay. Put this over here. Alright. The last thing I've been working on, and it's been what I've been working on the past couple of days. Yesterday I didn't get too many stitches in, maybe 100. But I've been enjoying the stitch, is this one. It's Alice in Wonderland from Little Stitcher Shop. It's Little Stitcher Shop on Etsy. All one word. The word "the" is not in the store name. I have Wizard of Oz, and I have a couple of others. I really like this series that she has, so I figured, you know what, let me start one. I was going to start the Wizard of Oz one, but since I have the full coverage of Wizard of Oz started, I figured I'd go with the Alice in Wonderland. Plus, I had the perfect fabric. This is called Oopsie Daisy from Lappin Loops, LAPINLOOPS. That's all one word on Etsy. And this one was called Oopsie Daisy because there's a couple of marks. There's one right here, and there's another one somewhere, like right there. So I got a couple dollars off of it. Okay, it's not bothering my stitching at all, and I think the color is perfect for it. What I ended up doing was putting in the sides on the trees, putting in all the leaves and the flower, the rabbit, and the table so far. So I got a good bit done, and I'm using it for a couple of prompts. Actually, I think I'm using it for all the prompts this week in the homework. So that should be a total of 1,000 stitches. I've already done over 300, and I'm working on the 400 stitch prompt. So that's what it looks like. I'm using all the DMC called for. I'm pretty sure I didn't change anything out, so. And I think it's looking good. And I'm enjoying it. He's not totally done. He's got like a bow tie right there. But it's the same color as her dress, so I'm waiting. You know, gotta wait until I use that color again. So that's what I've gotten done on that. And that stays out because that's what I'm stitching on. Now what? Plans. I have some more starts I'm gonna do, obviously, in October, November, December. One of the ones I want to start, but I'm not quite sure when I'm going to start it, is Halloween Town. I really like this one. I went ahead and kitted it. I found this fabric from Dames of the Needle. It's called Lush Meadow, and I think that's going to be a perfect color for it. I pulled all the DMC. It's a 32 count. And I pulled all the called for DMC for it. Double checking myself. Yep, Lush Meadow. And I'll fit it in as a start sometime this month. What else? Let's see. This next one. Oh, this one's going to be a start on the 12th. And I'll have to put the picture in here because I don't have it here. Picture's here. It's called Native American Angel. It's from Barbara Batts. And I'm going to put her on, I think I wrote it down. Navajo Treasure from Fortnite Fabrics. It's got a nice turquoise color to it, but not too bright. And I think she's going to look really good on that. I have most of the threads that I need for her. I only needed a couple of them, so I pulled out all the threads, and there's some beads that I'll need at the end, but I'm not worried about that. I will start her on Indigenous Peoples Day, which I think is, I could tell you. That's on the 12th. Okay, here's my stance. I have read about Columbus years ago, and I know what they did when they got here, and I've always recognized it for years. So I'm originally from Philly. When they changed Delaware Avenue to Columbus Boulevard, I refused to call it Delaware Avenue. I mean, I refused to call it Columbus Boulevard way before it was cool to do so. It's always been Delaware Avenue. I don't believe it should be Columbus Boulevard. And, I mean, he didn't land in Philly. Why is Philly doing something for him and all those horrible things that they did to the Native Americans that were already here? So, it's Indigenous Peoples Day for me, and that is going to be on the 12th. It's a Monday, so I'll start her then. Let's see, what's next? Oh, okay. So, I showed you that I bought this pattern a couple of weeks ago. I showed this to you. And I know Amy Loves Toads wants to do it with me. And I was going through, I had the pattern out since my last show, and I'm trying to think of what fabric. I knew I didn't want to do green, because it uses just about every green that DMC offers. And I'm not into the plain fabric that they stitched it on or mocked it up on anyway. So I went and looked last night, and I'm pretty sure this is what it's going to go on. I had bought this originally. This is called Moonlit Tree. And I bought it originally for Garden Prelude. Well, I bought this one and then the Aurora, the Northern Lights one. And I decided that she looked better on the Northern Lights, and that I'd keep this for something else. I think he's going to look cute if I get him. It's hard to do this. Try to point it out. If I can get him stitched right around here, I think that'll look cute. So, I mean, I have plenty of space left and right, and some space top and bottom to get it where it needs to be. So I think we'll be good. I'll figure out exactly where I'm going to start it on this later on, but I still need to pull all the greens. I think there's like 40 colors, and most of them are greens. It's crazy. I haven't fully counted. But that's the fabric that I decided on. It's called a Moonlit Tree, and it's one of the fabric flares that I bought from Stitchery Express, Cross Stitch Buy and Sell Stitchery Express, which is Cindy Sorley's site. So, still not sure when I'm starting that. It's not a rush, not till like November, December probably. But I have plenty of time, and I just thought about, it was bothering me. I had to go look for some fabric. All right, other purchases. Let's see. Stitching Jules, she does a lot of full coverages, and some not full coverage, but most of them are. She has decided she's going to start designing stuff that she likes. What is wrong with me? My eyes are watering. Great. Real life people. She is designing now. This is one of her designs. Now, this isn't the monochrome one, but this is the grayscale. So there's a few colors in it, and it's called Lioness. She's got a whole bunch of others. She's got a couple of monochrome. She's got a couple of full coverage in color, and they're great. I'll have to link her below. I love this. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I bought it. What else did I get? Did I show you guys this? I did. I showed you guys this a couple weeks ago, right? The Nini Designs Doctor Who silhouette. I'm pretty sure I showed that. There's 3 other ones that I bought, and unfortunately, fiddlesticksau. It's all one word, fiddlesticksau. I'll put the link below. Whenever you get their downloads, the picture of the product is never in the file. In order to get a picture of the product, you have to actually go back to the Etsy shop and save the picture that's there if you want a finished picture of it. So that's what I went and did, and I'll have to add the pictures in here. It'll be, in no particular order, Moi and Kermit and Wibbly Wobbly. Moi is Miss Piggy, and I have to find, I'm not stitching all that pink. Okay, let's be clear. I'm going to have to find the right color fabric for it. And the same with Kermit. I am not stitching all that green. I will have to find the right colored fabric for it. So if anybody has any tips on the perfect Piggy Pink and Kermit Green, let me know, because that's what I want to do. I just want to stitch it on the right color fabric. Preferably an even weave, I think, would be best. 28 or 32 would be fine. And then Wibbly Wobbly, I will stitch as it's shown. And I forget why she had a sale. That's why. She had a sale, and I was like, well, I'll just get all three of them. Another one that's had a sale is Tilton Crafts. I'm trying to think. I think I have it here. I thought I printed it out. I didn't. Okay. They have a sale going on. They had a sale until midnight, and it was like buy 3 and take 40% off. But I wasn't going to buy 3 charts. So what I did was I bought 1 chart. And at the top of if you go to their site, the link is down below. It's at the top of the screen when you get on this. I think it's on every page you go to. It says take 25. I'm not sure. It might just be on the home screen. But if you put in the code take 25 when you go to checkout, you get 25% off. And I know that people were saying they were struggling before. So I went in and I bought, I'm trying to think of what it's called, Zodiac 1868 or 1869, something like that. I'll put the picture in here of what it is. I had been eyeing that one up for a while, so I figured for 25% off, I'll get that one. Don't know when I'm starting that one either, because it's another full coverage. But it's a Muka, so Audrey should be happy, right? They've got a couple Mukas on there that I like, and I just figured I'd like that one first. Don't know when I'm going to stitch it. I also received my fabric of the month. I know they got a little behind because of shipping and stuff. So I received this one late, but this is my Fortnite fabrics. I had changed over to Fortnite fabrics for my fabric of the month. And it's 32 count Morning Glory and an even weave. That looks like, to me, that it's showing pretty true to color. It's a blue. So, and I know that they're already working on this month's and should be having it out soon. So I'm happy with that. And then I received a little card, a little hello card from my friend Kate and some little flip-flops. She's over in California, and she likes the beach scene, and I love this card. Thank you, Kaden. I also have a mini fan. His name is Colt, and he's adorable. Him and his mom watch me all the time. Hi, Colt. All right. Now, for the drawing, what do I have? Little reminder, it's the punch needle kit. It says Sweet Dreams. With the butterfly. It's got the cheaper punch, but it will work. I've used one, and you could always step up later if you decide you like it. And then I'm also throwing in this chart from Pine Mountain that includes the pre-printed fabric. You just have to provide the threads for this. I'm pretty sure the threads and everything are here for this one. And I only had 3 people say that they wanted to use it. I put it through Comment Picker anyway. And Sherry Eccles, you won the punch needle. I will go and comment on your comment, so it'll give you a notification. And just contact me either by Instagram at QNVIKKI or StitchingButton Crafts on Instagram, or the email that's posted below. And bear with me, I try to remember to check the email. It doesn't always happen. Also, I mean, if you message me on Messenger, if you join my StitchingButton group on Facebook, it's StitchNButton in the group section. Join there. You could always message me through that. That's fine. And give me your address. I'll get that sent out to you. What she did ask was, how do I keep up? Because I have so many things going on. Lists. For the show, I write down what I worked on, or else I probably wouldn't remember. And I also have a bin that after I work on it, and I'm not going to work on it anymore, I throw it in the bin. So that way I pull everything out of the bin. As it comes in, I go in, it all goes in the bin. And lists, just lots of lists. I have been cutting bags. I cut out a total of 70. I counted them last night. Finally finished cutting. Some of them are pre-orders that from ones that I had before that I still had fabric for, and people liked them, so they asked for them. So some are pre-orders, but a lot of them should be for sale on my group, and within a couple of weeks, I started ironing. I'm looking because they're here and there. I started ironing last night. I think I got about 10 of them ironed. And I think I've explained my process before. I cut out all the pieces first. Actually, my first thing to do is go through all the fabric, decide on what I'm going to put together. This time, it was a majority of Christmas themes with some others thrown in there. So I went and I pulled all the fabrics and I matched them together and I pile them in matches. After they're all paired up, then I pull them out and I start cutting them. And I decide how many I'm going to cut. Sometimes, if I know that it's something that somebody was like, I want that next time, I'll cut out extra. I try to cut out 2 of each. Sometimes that doesn't always happen. Sometimes I'll cut out 3 or 4 of each. One of the bags I cut out 5 because I want one of them this time. And it also depends on what kind of fabric I have. So anyway, I cut out 70 bags. All the parts are cut. Now what happens is I have to iron. Once I start ironing, that also means I need to put the fusible fleece on. So I have a pile of fusible fleece. Well, the pile I have is from a bolt. I buy it in a bolt. And I usually cut out, well, the last time I did it, I cut out the whole bolt at one time. That way I just had it, and I know I don't have enough right now, so I'm going to have to cut into this bolt. That's why it's in there, and I just ordered more. And as I iron the fleece onto the piece that it needs to go onto and stack them up again. Once I get them all stacked up like that, then comes the vinyl. I have to cut out more vinyl. I know I don't have enough of that cut out, and that is in that box right there. So after I get this ironed, I'm going to have to pull out the vinyl, cut out the vinyl pieces, and I'll pair up the vinyl with whatever color zipper needs to go with. That's when I pair up the zippers in last, and then I'll start the sewing process. So cutting out is just the beginning. Actually, pairing up is the minimal of the beginning. And I'm getting there though. The arm, I know people have asked about the arm. It hurts. I'm dealing with it. One-winged. I'm just tired of whining about it. I think I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of it hurting. I'm tired of the whole thing. And it is what it is for now. So I'll just have to live with it for now. It is what it is. I'm doing okay one-winged. Haley came over yesterday. I had her braid my hair. I was like, oh, thank God. I miss being able to pull my hair back or twist it back. And otherwise, everything's good. Frank's out of the hospital. That was crazy. We all had KFC that night, but he had chicken on the bone, and Haley and I had chicken tenders. So we didn't get sick. He was the only one that got sick. And that's the only thing he ate all day. We know that's what it was. So that was crazy. He was just not feeling good all night. I ended up taking him to the ER, and of course you have to drop them off and wait. So I did. I waited, and finally around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I was like, let me text him. So I texted him. He got back to me. They did the CT. They ended up keeping him for a few days because he was dehydrated. His kidneys were on the verge of shutting down, and he had a high bacteria count. So they put him heavy antibiotics. I mean, when you get food poisoning from chicken, right? And then the first thing they want to give you once you're keeping everything down is some chicken broth. I'm like, really? So he's like, guys, can I get some, because they start you on clear fluids. So he's like, no, I'll take beef broth though. He just had to stay away from chicken for a couple of days, you know. Let's not poke the bear. Anyway, so he's feeling better. He's back to work. Today was his first day back to work. And all is well. I am done with what I got. Oh, no, I'm not. I lied. Where'd they go? I swear I could choke myself out. Do you know how long this stack was sitting there? And now it's not there. Hot mess. Oh, there it is. There's that and that. Okay. I did get in new needle minders. Last thing, I did get in new needle minders, and I had the stack sitting here so I'd show, and then they fell over. So, I've got one stitch at a time. This dragonfly one. That is so pretty. Love the colors on that one. This one, I know it's a little hard to read. It says, assuming I'm just an old lady was your first mistake. Then I've got this little gnome in his little knit hat. Wizard of Oz. And then inhale the good shit, exhale the bullshit. I think I'll leave you with that. Inhale the good shit, exhale the bullshit. Have a great day.